It's a new year. Happy New Year. And everyone is looking for diets to follow to try to lose weight. I've lost weight, and I think one of the most naturalist ways since last year, and I'm continually losing my weight. So I feel like I have a little bit of nuggets of truth to kind of speak when it comes to weight loss, health, diets, specifically when talking about one of which I followed for almost 7 years and that I hate so much, even though hate is a very strong word, but this is truly how I feel about this diet because I kind of see it being on the rise again. And a lot of people that haven't been through it and came out of it understanding how much of a cult it is will understand why it's so bad. So I want to talk about veganism. I used to be vegan from junior year of high school up until maybe like my second year out of college, so almost 7 years. Granted, the last year and a half of me being vegan, I wasn't completely clean vegan. Like, for example, I would eat like maybe some cod, things with egg in it, something with dairy in it, especially when I was on my period. But for a good amount of time, for a couple of years, I was pretty strict with myself to follow the vegan diet for a long time. So the reason why I want to talk about this, and so some people will be like, veganism, like it's not that serious. So if you don't know what veganism is, it's when you do not consume any animal products, but there are kind of levels to veganism. The one that I followed was just the way I ate. Some people, they don't buy leather goods. A lot of like their soap, they make sure it doesn't have like beef tallow in it. They just make sure that everything they're consuming is completely animal based free. That was not me, but I was part of what kind of made me stay was the health benefits of being on a vegan lifestyle, and B, like having this conscience of like, oh, you're saving the planet, you're saving the animals, whatever. And the number one reason why people need to know, this is a PSA video, people need to know veganism is so bad for you is because it's detrimental to your health. That's number one. A lot of vegans, they like to bring up Dr. Sebi and how he praised like this lifestyle. There's so many, and that's a whole separate video. But one of the story is there are flaws to his study, which I know many of you guys already know about. But also there is a lot of propaganda being pushed to kind of promote the vegan lifestyle and promote the vegan way of eating that is not true. Hence is why I said propaganda. For example, one thing that was said to me was that eggs are high in cholesterol and they raise your blood pressure and all these negative things about eggs. And then there was a recent study done to debunk that. Also, once that study came out, vegans were just like, oh no, but even if that's true, it's just disgusting to think that you're consuming something that's out of a chicken. It's like chicken babies. Another thing was the dairy industry and how we're not supposed to drink baby's milk, and how cheese is so addictive and it causes this, it causes inflammation. Part of it is true, it's different for each person, and I'm lactose intolerant, so it was easier for me to give up dairy than other things. Red meat, how red meat is so bad for you. It causes cancer, it causes kidney failure and carcinogens. And then they'll connect it to the environment, saying like veganism is what's going to help to not contribute to air pollution and waste that's going in the landfills. And then we'll talk about like animal cruelty. Here's the truth, and please do your own research. This is just me from what I've read and I've done my own study. Meat is essential for the human diet consumption. If you're not eating meat, okay, seafood. But when I was vegan for almost 7 years, my hair would not grow. My skin was like flaky and really dull and brittle. My nails would chip off all the time. What else? I would have low energy, my bloating, my gas. I would chronic gas bloating. It was bloating to like my stomach would hurt. It would be hard, just filled with gas. Really low energy levels. Because on a vegan lifestyle, you have to consume a lot more food to get like your levels of protein for the day. I would have to consume like 5 bowls of food every day. So a lot of the things that vegans were preaching, like, oh, it's so affordable, da da da. In a way it is, because you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. But in the long run, it's not, because you have to consume so much of it. So much of this food. And the reason why I was not feeling my best, I would have terrible sleep, bloating, acne, and just like not even really acne, but just like really dull, dry skin. My psoriasis was really bad. My hair was just, it would be mid-length. It would not grow. I would have weight issues. I would be bloated. My weight would just, I would gain a lot of weight, fluctuate. In the beginning, I lost it. Well, I don't even want to say I lost it, because I was doing sports. I was going to the gym, and I was also like 16. But all in all, I was missing a lot of basic nutrition that I was not getting out of the vegan lifestyle. I was not getting my collagen. I was not getting my omega-3s. Mind you, I would supplement it with all these vitamins to try to make up for it, like B12 and all that stuff. But it's not the same. It's synthetic vitamins that your body does not absorb as well as that, and that's naturally as you just getting a piece of steak. When I transitioned out of the vegan lifestyle, and a lot of people do get withdrawals, like it can be very dangerous. I prayed in the Lord, honestly, a miracle from the Lord. I just went all cold turkey and just ate animal based for the most part. And my body responded really well. My hair started to grow. My skin started to get a shine to it. My fingernails would not break as much as before. Now I'm carnivore, so it's even better for me. But just like the little bit of meat that I was introducing into my diet, along with me eating all the sugar and carbohydrates that I was at the time, just with a little bit more of meat and eggs and seafood I was incorporating, and dairy, my body was just loving it. My bloating went away. Well, not away completely. It went away mostly when I went carnivore, and that's another video I can make. But so good. So good. Second reason why the vegan lifestyle is literally dangerous is because it's a cult. So as a Christian, when I was vegan, I struggled with constantly feeling pride. I was very prideful. I thought that I was better than people because I'm eating this cleaner lifestyle that's helping the environment. I was a whole hippie basically. And I wasn't really mindful of the things that I would buy. Like here and there, I'd be like, oh, skincare, vegan, blah, blah. Like I was not doing the most. And I still had this whole pride to me. Like, oh, you have a dog. Like animal abuse. You should let them roam. Like I really had that mentality that I was better than everyone. Silly me. It's a whole myth that veganism is supposed to like help the environment. Also, haven't you noticed there's so many vegan alternatives now? Vegan cheese, impossible meat. Those cause more pollution to the planet than you getting harvesting a cow or a chicken or whatever, killing it and selling the meat. Like, please. Veganism, like all this processed, first of all, it's just processed foods filled with seed oils that are terrible for your health, which is why I had chronic bloatingness and all this stuff, because I was eating all processed foods. Processed, so bad for you. Oat milk, almond milk, terrible for you. Please. And that could be a whole video. So that was the first reason. The second reason. The third reason why is because it wasn't sustainable. I was having all this terrible health issues when I was supposed to experience the complete opposite. It's a cult. I was missing nutrition, it's processed food, and it demonizes me wrongfully. I really had this unrealistic like opinion and view on meat animal industry when a lot of it is not true. You have to know your farmers, yes, and support small farmers, but this whole idea of like the entire American animal farming industry is corrupt and like all of it's dirty. Like, no, know your farmers. Some places are, you know, not the best. Some of them do inject their chickens and stuff with all this antibiotics. Buy grass fed. It's only like $2 more. I will never go back to eating a plant-based lifestyle. I felt the worst when I was in a plant-based lifestyle. You need those nutrients from animals to thrive. You don't need dairy, but you know, eggs, meat, seafood. We gotta be realistic. And I honestly do think that me being in a vegan lifestyle and like leaving it, I didn't know what kind of food to eat. Went to a nutritionist, you know, she was just recommending me the standardized American diet of like this amount of carbs, this amount of meat, this amount of veggies. Like, it didn't really help me, but even then I felt better than I did when I was a vegan. So we're all trying to lose weight, we're all trying to be healthier people. Just don't try the vegan lifestyle. Just cut your processed food by like 0. Don't inhale sugars. Go on a walk, get your 10K steps, and eat animals, and you're fine. You'll be fine.